Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel, and in our top stories today. Now, this happened on Friday. This recording is on Saturday because I'm doing a little experimentation with the YouTube algorithm. But nonetheless, guys, I found this kind of amusing and wanted to share it with you because the Canadians have essentially folded Canada to remove many retaliatory tariffs on U.S., Carney says. And as I understand it, just from the rumor mill, Trump was ignoring some of the calls from Carney about some of these changes, so he was letting him stew a bit, so, you know, in Trump fashion, that had to happen. So Ottawa, August 22nd, Reuters, Canada will remove many retaliatory import tariffs on U.S. goods and intensify talks with the United States on striking a new trade and security relationship, Prime Minister Mark Carney said on Friday. Of course, you got the Golden Dome as well, which is something the president is going to enact, and that is, of course, to protect the continental United States. And that would also include Canada, of course. But it's interesting how the defiance, you know, that comes from the Democrats as well as now from the Canadians and maybe some other countries at first. Of course, the EU folded a lot faster than Canada, but Canada has a lot of pride. Now, I like Canadians. I really do. I have great relationships with Canadians. Many of my gaming guildmates are Canadians, and some of the people I game with are Canadians, and I've had a very pleasant experience and exchange with them for years. So I have no personal beef towards the Canadians, so I'm not deriding them right now. I'm just saying, of course, that Carney has caved on his defiance because it's, you know, they had a position that was more about ego than genuine helping within the economy of Canada. So Canada tariffs on U.S. autos, steel, and aluminum will remain for now, he told a press conference. So they're clinging to a little bit of it, right? They don't want to just go full capitulation, as it were. Carney noted that the United States has recently made clear that it would not impose tariffs on Canada goods that were compliant with the three-nation U.S., Mexico, Canada, and trade agreement, something he called a positive development. That's right, the USMCA, which was created by Donald Trump. So we always used to kid here on the BuzWeaver channel when we'd hear the left say, name something Donald Trump has done. Well, the USMCA is one of them. That's right. He got rid of the old de facto system that we had and replaced it with the USMCA. And then you guys might remember this. This was quite amusing when they did a little stunt here with Mike Myers when they first launched into their defiance with elbows up.
Wow. You really are Canadian. Yeah. But let me ask you, Mr. Prime Minister, will there always be a Canada?
There will always be a Canada.
All right. Elbows up.
Elbows up.
Never. That was, of course, to snub Trump about him taking over parts of Canada there, of course, and Alberta, I think, was the particular area. But just kind of amusing to see the difference in tone. Now, this is going to have a little bit of reverb in it, but this is what he was saying on Friday.
So let's be absolutely clear. Canada currently has the best trade deal with the United States. And while it's different from what we had before, it is still better than that of any other country. So as we work to address outstanding trade issues with the United States, it's important, it's vital. We do everything we can to preserve this unique advantage for Canadian workers, Canadian businesses. And doing so will require both building on a soon-to-be revised 𝐀𝐦𝐚𝐳𝐨, our free trade agreement with the U.S. and Mexico, as well as developing a new form of trade and security partnership with the United States. In this context, and consistent with Canada's commitment to 𝐀𝐦𝐚𝐳𝐶, I'm announcing today that the Canadian government will now match the United States by removing all of Canada's tariffs on U.S. goods specifically covered under 𝐀𝐦𝐚𝐳𝐴.
And there you have it. From Rebel News, they're based out of Canada, conservatives there in Canada. And, of course, the original agreement between the three countries was NAFTA. You guys might remember that. And then now, of course, Donald Trump changed it to the USMCA. So that's basically what he was alluding to as well, was between NAFTA and the USMCA. So there you have it. So they've, well, I mean, we can brag a little bit about saying, you know, it's a cave for them, but that's very significant because for years the idea here that the Canadians were trying to emphasize was that to compete with the United States, they had to raise these tariffs to be really high, because if they tried to be competitive with the United States, it wasn't possible, right? They couldn't keep up with our farming and our ability to produce the things that we produce, which makes sense, right? Because the United States is just massive. And speaking of which, I found this fascinating because we're constantly hearing about how the tariffs were going to destroy our economy and lead to a recession and create inflation, but it's never happened. I didn't bring up true inflation here, but this was all supposed to happen, but it's not even happening. And here's what's funny. Here it is from CNN, right? Trump's tariffs are bringing in tens of billions of dollars a month. What's the government doing with all that money? And this is what I've always asked them as Democrats. You're talking about taxing the rich, taxing the wealthy. What are you doing with the money? What is it that you think you're getting? Are you getting more benefits, right? Are you getting more in Social Security? Are you getting more in aid? What exactly were you guys doing with the money? Maybe making parks, going towards carbon tax. I mean, all this nonsense. Hardly a day goes by without President Trump's boasting about the record tariff revenue the U.S. government has been collecting since he ratcheted up taxes on almost every imported good. Well, at least he's not taxing us. He's not taxing Americans. We have a lot of money coming in, more money than the country's ever seen, Trump said over the weekend, referring to tariff revenue. Trump's right. The U.S. government collected nearly $30 billion in tariff revenue last month, according to the Treasury Department. That's a 242% jump in jump in tariff revenue compared to last July. Man, look at that chart, guys. Look at that chart. So amazing. The Democrats really can't stand it. And I don't know. It's just really, I guess, a mental block when they say Trump is doing nothing. And my response is always, well, if Trump is doing nothing, then why are the Democrats constantly trying to stop him? Right? How do you stop someone who's doing nothing? If they're doing nothing, there's nothing to stop. But it's absolutely extraordinary to take a moment and look at this. And I mean, the angst and anger that they feel, particularly now, with Trump having federalized there in D.C., and we've gone 7 days with no murders in D.C. Now, that's not a record. It has been matched before, but anything exceeding that will be interesting to see. And, of course, I don't want any harm to come to anybody there. I don't want to gamble on people's lives, but it's fascinating that Donald Trump learned a lot from his first administration. There is no question about that, who he can trust and who he can't trust, and obviously knows how to shut down the establishment uniparty. But I welcome your thoughts and comments in the comments section. Do you not find this absolutely fascinating that now Canada has finally given up their defiance and is going to work with the United States? And, of course, it's going to be a fair deal, of course. And, of course, the revenue coming in, and it does not match the reality that the Democrats were hoping for. And that was that the tariffs were going to create inflation and a recession, and it never happened. It's absolutely phenomenal. I want to thank all you guys across New Tech, that's BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey, for your guys' continued support. And, of course, below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to include X, where you guys can follow me, and my affiliate marketing links down there below. It does help out the channel. But most of all, your likes, your shares, and your comments are huge to helping out the channel, so I really appreciate that. And I will be making posts probably within the post section of the main channel here of my gaming channel that I've just started, so it's pretty exciting to have that new gaming channel dedicated just for that. But nonetheless, guys, thank you so much for your continued support. Appearing there on the screen, that's going to be the channel icon for all of you watching on the YouTubes. You can click on that to subscribe, as well as a select notification. That way you know when there's content here on the channel. And I'll see all you guys in the next video.